So I'm going to lead you through a 10-minute seated yoga practice, or just a stretching practice that you can do in between assignments or when you need a little body break. I'm going to focus on the shoulders and the hips for this one. So we can consider this chair stretching yoga part 1. All right, so first start moving the flesh away from your sits bone so you kind of have that widening at the base right underneath your bottom there. And just let the arms flop down to either side. You can kind of wiggle and shake the legs. And then push down into the sits bones. And we're going to take a hold of the bottom of your chair here. So you're going to pull on that chair. And as you pull on the chair, your shoulder blades are going to start to slide down the back. So already you might be feeling a little opening across the collarbones. So we're holding on to the chair, squeezing, activating the arms. And just let the right ear drop to the right shoulder. Keep a hold of the chair with your left hand. Take the right hand and put a little pressure on the top of the head. Just a little bit of pressure, and remember that you don't want any pulling, pinching, or pain. Just a little bit of a stretch here, and feel free to look down and up as much as the mobility in your neck will allow for right now. You can nod the head or draw tiny little circles, one way and the other. And stay there for maybe 2 more breaths. Noticing the body start to soften. Maybe a little bit more length along the neck. And then you'll let the top hand slide down. Roll the chin to the chest. Again, grip and press the sits bones into the chair, and then rock to the second side. So that'll be the left ear to left shoulder, maybe. And you might notice already that you've got some differences between the two sides of the body. Maybe one side feels a little bit more open, the other one a little bit more tense. Just a little bit of pressure, like I said, not much here. And feel free to find some more mobility in the neck as you look up and down or draw circles. Trying to stay within your available range of motion. 2 more breaths, which means that you're not trying to push anything or get to another place. Just staying with what you have right now. You can let that top hand drop down, chin to the chest, and release the arms. Next, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the skull and press the elbows back, and then press the torso or the back of the body into your chair as you inhale and drop the head back. The elbows peel open widely so you're feeling a little opening underneath the armpits. Then we're going to roll forward, bring the elbows forward, and forward fold. Take a nice big inhale, and exhale, open up. Keep going, maybe 4 or 5 of these. These motions are something that you can just put into your body movement repertoire. 2 more. Maybe coming forward a little bit more, maybe pausing to open up in the chest for an extra breath. And then back to your neutral. And this time we're going to reach the arms up and then flex the palms away like you're trying to push away the side walls. Roll the shoulder blades down the back and lift the head. So you can stay here as you look left and right. Or if you'd like a little bit more stretch, you're going to fold in the thumb and the third 2 fingers, allowing the pointer finger to just stay lifted and look left and right. You'll certainly feel some stretch all the way from the tippy tip of that pointer finger, maybe into the armpits. And this is one that I practice at least 1 time a day, just to get that stretch underneath the armpits, really open up in the nervous system and in the lymphatic system too. And just let the arms come down. We're going to interlace the fingers and draw some figure 8s with your wrists. We need to manually or actively tap into the synovial fluid, which lubricates the joints. Go the other direction. Like in your wrists and your hands. so that we can stay nice and mobile. Okay, once you've gone once or twice in each direction, you can just shake the hands out. You can pinch the edge of your wrist here and let the wrist flop around, and then switch sides. Take one arm out in front and then gently pull back each and every finger on one hand, including that thumb. Go ahead and flip the palm over and do the same thing with the palm facing up. Switch sides. Each and every finger, flip the palm over and go the opposite direction. And come on down. Okay, so we're going to do a seated warrior and side angle series. Go ahead and slide off to one side so that one butt cheek is basically off to the side, and then step the opposite leg around. You can't see my feet. This chair is a little bit tall for me, so my heel isn't quite touching the floor. And then that back leg, press it out. And I'm pushing into the knife edge of my back foot. Now make yourself as comfortable as you can here. And then just tap or raise and lower the front heel a few times. And after you do that, we're going to lean forward, place your forearm on that top thigh, and as you press down, see if you can let the heel soften, and then sweep the top arm up so that we're creating one long line from the back leg up the side waist. Just remember to have some space between the lower shoulder and the ear, and you can draw some big circles, that top arm one way and then the other. You can also reach out and back, or even feed the arm underneath if you'd like some twists. So the top arm curls and then opens. So feel free to open up. Just remember as we twist that we're not necessarily opening it from the shoulder. It's more of the heart space here. So we're trying to twist the torso by pressing down into the thigh and maybe looking up. And then perhaps stretch that arm behind you a little bit. Then from here, come back to center. We'll drop the top arm and switch so that the back hand slides down the back leg and we're pouring behind us. Just take a breath here. And then roll back to center. Slide the legs around. And go ahead and switch sides. So we're in a seated wide leg. Remember that back foot, toes are going to be facing forward, and the front leg, the toes are facing along the outside edge if you have a mat or the floor there. Come off to the side. Sorry, a couple of these little heel taps first. And then come off to the side, pressing the thigh down. Sweep the top arm up. Some big circles if you'd like. Or that curling under and twist open. And we'll stay for a breath, elongating along the sideways, softening on the thigh. So we're softening everything that's touching the chair here. Then go ahead and press off and switch in reverse. Back to center. Walk the feet back around. And we'll do a seated figure four. Just cross one ankle over the other leg. And naturally this knee is going to want to pop up. You can assist it down by pushing into the thighs and then folding at the waist. You'll see that I'm reaching my chest forward rather than just kind of schlumping, and I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the difference. So one type of forward fold would just to be kind of like do this, but what you really want to do is reach and hinge at the waist as you come forward. Use a little bit of pressure of the same arm to the same top of the thigh, and hopefully you'll get a bit of a stretch on the piriformis, or the muscle that runs right over the sits bones. Again, you can just stay here and hang out for a minute, or if you'd like to, you can turn it into a twist like almost anything else. Maybe take the hand to the chair behind you as you draw the chest away. Switch sides. And switch legs. Same thing, just want to keep the body even. This knee comes up a little bit more. This side of my body is a wee bit tighter, so forward fold. And then maybe a twist and a twist. Back to center. So those are just a couple of ideas in this 10-minute really short stretch while you're seated at a chair. Thanks.